Welcome, everybody. My name is John Weiser. I'm from right outside of Nashville, Tennessee, coming at you live. And no, I'm not a country music artist or a songwriter. So I want to welcome everybody for coming today. This is a pure value training. This is not, no companies mentioned, nothing of that sort, no sales, no pitch. What we're really focusing on today is social media, and namely Facebook, how to get the most out of your social media experience. And as Paul and Dorinda's mentor mentioned yesterday, if you're not social, get off of Facebook. So one of the things we really want to cover is building your audience, how you can grow your following, how to prospect without rejection, build quality relationships, generate unlimited leads, and separate the prospects from the suspects. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody so I don't hear a lot of clanking and clunking. And then I'm just going to run through just a basic Facebook day, you know, how I work on building audience, how I go into prospecting. I won't go into any of the scripts or anything, nothing like that. But I'll show you how I can take my engagement and turn it into prospecting, how to build quality relationships and generate unlimited leads. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And let's see here. I don't know how crazy that's going to look, but we'll see. All right. So everybody see that, hopefully. All right. Here we go. Somebody just sent me a message. Sorry about that, y'all. So as far as building an audience, there's a couple of things that I was taught when I first got into Facebook marketing, and that's that you want to look like somebody people want to connect with, okay? So I'm not the prettiest person in the world here, but at least I'm smiling in my picture. That attracts people, that lets people know that I'm friendly and I want to talk and that I'm someone that they can approach. The cover photo, there's some mixed feels on that. Some people say it needs to look super professional. Some people say, you know, just keep it simple. I kind of just went down the middle here. So yeah, you can see I got a halfway professional looking cover photo I created myself. And you know, you can find somebody that can knock one out for you for about 25 bucks on up to, you know, into the thousands of dollars, just depending on what you get. So more or less, this is just a broad overview, 1,000-foot view of what you want your Facebook account to look like. You know, you want it to look like something that people can say, okay, I know this is John. He's smiling. He's a digital entrepreneur, but I don't have any mention of any companies. I don't have any links on my page or anything like that. And this right here is probably one of my favorite parts is my banner or my featured photo. And it just says, click here to join my personal development group. So this is something that you may want to consider. Just grab you a little photo, put something on there, and then have a link directly to a group where people just get together and share ideas. Again, you don't want to have a bunch of photos links. And you want to have a bunch of photos, but you don't want to have a bunch of links. You don't want to have just a continuous ad because nobody's really going to. They're not going to take to that. They're going to leave your group. You know, your group's not going to do very well. So what you want to do is you want to be encouraging. You want to have, things that people can relate to. Like good pictures. Hey, Larry, welcome back, man. I'm glad you got to come. Things like that. So I kind of got off track there, but we were just covering over here how to have your Facebook looking. So yeah, just have it looking nice, looking like something that people would want to interact with. Make sure your intro's nice and simple, like I'm a husband, father, grandfather, mentor, online marketer, leader, motivator. That's it. And there's an awful picture of him drinking coffee. Sorry, y'all. All right. If you are not muted, go ahead and mute yourself out, please. Now, building your audience. when I first started doing this, I just added everybody and anybody. And I found out that that is incorrect. You don't just want to add everybody and anybody into your experience. You want to add influencers. You want to add people who are on the same journey as you. We found this amazing tool that was shared with us by our mentor. It's called lookupid.com, Facebook search. And I'll share this link with you if you need it. But you can actually find people who are on your same journey on Facebook just by using this here. Let's do, for instance, people who like Grant Cardone. Click search. It'll bring up. All right, I'm going to have to mute everybody out. All right, there we go. That's better. I was getting a little distracted. All I could hear was people's background noise. All right. I'll make sure and edit that out. All right, here we go. So what I did was, I'll recap. So I opened up lookid.com. This is a free tool, y'all. This is awesome. And I just wanted to find people that liked Grant Cardone, you know, the author of the 10X Rule. Great book, awesome book. So I just clicked search. Just pulled up everybody who likes Grant Cardone. Now, why would I want to do that? Because they are on the same mindset path as I am in most cases. Do I know that just by looking at their profile picture and their name? Of course not. This is where you want to take that next step. Let me find someone up here. Let's look at Fraser Brooks. All right, this guy's awesome. I was actually introduced to him by Dorinda, and this guy's amazing. So he's actually on that path. He's very successful. He's someone that you want to be friends with, or at least you want to follow. So you're growing your audience, and I've already sent him a message. He's been on vacation. So let's go find someone else that we're not friends with. And I'll show you exactly how simple it is to really grow your audience. I'm friends with almost all of these people. All right, so here's Sarah Louise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Sarah's page, and I want to make sure that Sarah's someone that I actually want to be connected with. You see, looks like she's on the path. She's talking about, you know, she's sharing a lot of value here, of course. So I'm going to like her post. She's getting good engagement. She's connecting with people. So I'm going to send her a message. Love your content. Just send you a friend request. It's simple, you know, just nothing else. You're just connecting. This is the first step. You're connecting with like minds. And the worst thing that you can do is type that in. Hey, I'm connecting with people that are like-minded. Don't do that. Everybody does that. You know, just be genuine and say, you know, be honest. If you don't like their content, don't tell them that you like their content. But go through their page. Make sure it's somebody you want to connect with. You can tell she's in health and wellness, and she's really doing a great job. She's somebody that is an influencer. That means that people that follow her, over 6,000 people, are on a similar path. That means you're opening up a world of new people that can add you, that can follow you, that's going to see your brand when you're connecting with Sarah. I hope that makes sense. Now, like I was saying, before I started doing this, I just added everyone and anyone, and I had very, very low engagement. I had just the worst audience. Nobody was connecting. And by doing this, actually taking that extra step to walk through their profile, send them a message, and just simply connect, you're opening up the relationship. And that's what this industry is all about. It's about building relationships, and that will grow your following. The more you do this, the more your following is going to grow. Back in October, I had 25 friends. I had 0 followers. And I have over 2,300 friends. I have 400 people that follow me. And it's all by simply connecting. I don't just post to be posting. I post for very good reason. And that's for prospecting without rejection. So this post right here if you aren't willing to invest in yourself, you will get the same in return. I posted that for a reason. I didn't post it because I wanted a ton of engagement. I posted it because I wanted people that thought like me to comment on it, and then I can open up a conversation. Just to give you an idea. So Michelle, I don't think I've ever talked to Michelle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a message to Michelle and just say, thank you for the interaction on my post. How are things in your world today? That's it. If she answers me back, we have a conversation. That's it. That starts the relationship process. She's already seen my brand. She's already commented on it. And she's commented relevant comments. She didn't just say good morning. She actually said something that was relevant to the post. If they say good morning, I'm not going to interact with them. If, like, look here at this guy, Paul Farmer. He's on here. This is a good interaction. Another one, Francis Soto. She had her own take on this. It was even better because we had a conversation that started on the post that I will take on to Messenger and further grow our relationship. You see how this works? We're not just posting to be posting. You're posting to begin that process of the relationship, because people will only do business with other people that they know, people that they like or want to be like, and people that they trust. Okay? And one way to really get that started is by posting valuable things on your page. I was having fun with this yesterday. I didn't expect much, and I've actually had some very good conversations started from it. Another one here, I didn't do this for engagement. I did this to see how many people actually wanted to connect. See, Michelle's already interacting back with me. See, I didn't ask her anything. I didn't ask her to join my business. I'm just having a conversation with her. She might not even need what I have. She might not even like me. Who knows? But that's what this is about. This is social media. It's like, let's try this one. Goodness gracious. So our mentor did a live the other day, and he was saying, if you went to a party and you just stood in the corner the whole time and walked past all these really cool people that you should be having a conversation with, you think anybody would want to talk to you the next time they see you? Sorry, y'all. I'm getting all kinds of stuff popping up on my machine today while I'm on this live. It's okay though. But yeah, you got to be social. It's not just about, hoping people see you or see your links and they're just going to click on them and they're going to join your business. That's not how this works. So, but what's amazing is once you get this thing cranking, man, people will just start flocking to you. It's amazing. Like I get, I don't know how many messages each day asking me what I do. And it's a beautiful thing. So my wife just texted me and said she was on her way home and asked me if I want anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a couple more things, and I'm going to let Paul take over for a minute and let him share some information. But if you want to generate unlimited leads and you want to separate the prospects from the suspects, another thing you can do is a public outreach, okay? And I'm not going to go too deep into this. I'm not going to show you what I do every day because we don't have that much time. But what I like to do is I like to go into my friends and I like to scroll down the people I've never talked to before. Sorry. All right. So I'm just going to scroll on down. I'll talk to just about everybody up here. If you're not talking to people on your friends list, you need to start right now. There's all kinds of great relationships just waiting to be built. Just about everybody that we're scrolling through right now, I've talked to. And I've talked to one-on-one. Heck, you might even be on there if you're watching this. Who knows? But for the sake of time, let's go and let me find one here. Dang, I have talked to a lot of people. That's what this is about, y'all. Got to talk to them. Got to talk to them. They're not just gonna guess and say, "Oh, hey, wait, we need to join businesses because he's such a cool guy." No, see, this is what I do: public outreach. I do this to 25 people minimum, 3 to 4 days a week. Hey, Michael, look at that, Michael Douglas. What a great name. Just wanted to stop by and say a quick hello. How are things, if I can type, in your world today or these days? That's it, man. Do that 25 times, 30 times, 40 times a day. You will be amazed at the results that you get. You will concentrate on the connection and not the outcome. All right. Hopefully you got some value out of that. Hopefully you saw some things that maybe you were missing. But Paul, I'm going to turn this over to you real quick, man. I'm going to answer my wife's call and go ahead and take it away, man. Let me unmute Paul.
I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me give you the floor too, my friend.
I think I'm okay. I can share and stuff from where I'm
Okay,
at.
cool.
I think I don't. Your speaker. I don't know if I'm showing up, but it's fine.
Yeah, I can see you. You're up.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna back up what John said about social media, being social. Like John, I did it all wrong at the beginning as well, and just kind of added everybody. And that's really not very effective, like he was saying. It's really not very effective. So what I see like people have the most trouble with when it comes to Facebook is reaching out and connecting with people. It's scary. They're afraid of being rejected. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the mind, you know, a lot of self-doubt happening. And I experienced this when I first came online. And I was so bad that I wouldn't talk to anybody, literally nobody at all. And it wasn't until I was in a place where I was just tired of struggling, tired of just not getting results, just being just in a really bad place, that I finally listened to my mentor, and he's like, you just got to go out and start connecting with people. And it was the scariest thing I ever did, you know, when it came, because I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't know how people were going to take it. I didn't want to be a pushy salesperson. That's just not what I wanted to do. But he said, hey, just reach out to people, say, hey, how's it going? You know, and that was a connection. And I started doing that. And well, behold, I started getting results. Like people started coming around. People started wanting to know what I was doing. But I mean, literally my skin was crawling when I was doing it. So really it's just a matter of being social. And what I recommend is, you know, find something that motivates you, that gets you fired up, that gets you excited. Like John mentioned, the 10X rule by Grant Cardone. I follow Grant Cardone. I got like all his books and everything. So whenever I'm in a place where I'm feeling a little bit down, a little less motivation, like for me, that's a pick-me-up. And I'll go listen to it for a little while, and then I'll come back and go, because all he talks about is take action. So that's what I do. But really, it's just a matter. It's like you just got to pull off the bandit. You know, you just got to get in the game and start doing it. And that's the thing I see people have a hard time. It's just getting going on it, and taking that action. Now, trying to think what else to go over here. But yeah, like the 25 connections. So some things you're going to run into when you're doing this many connections, because I've been doing, like John said, he's talked to hundreds of people. I've talked to hundreds of people over January. And some of the things I started finding was that you're cool if you're sending out like regular messages where you're typing out the message. Like Facebook doesn't have a problem with that. But when you get to a point where you like doing copy paste messages, they're gonna have a problem with that. It's gonna slow you down. So really, it's just a matter of being human, being a real person. having conversations. I know it sounds so simple, but that really is what it's about. So social media is about being social. We post things like John was showing. We post things to attract. We post things to sift and sort to qualify. So when I first started getting massive engagements, I was posting mostly motivational quotes. That's all I was posting. I was just going after engagement. But over time, I started realizing the people that were, responding to the motivational quotes were not really the people that I wanted to be working with. That they didn't really want to communicate. They didn't really. So by posting things that are a little more controversial, a little more, I'll say real. I say it's real. You start getting down to people that are of more quality, more on your path, like John was saying. So just remember that. But I mean, it's for the longest time, I couldn't get engagement on Facebook. It was just a mystery. It's really just a matter of connecting with people, being real, commenting on our post, engaging with them. And then from there, you take them into the inbox on a phone call. Like you can call people right on Facebook. You can do like a 3-way chat on there. So you could add people to a chat. So let's say, for example, if I wanted to build some recognition, right? Like add a third party, I would just add them right into the chat and go, hey, so-and-so would like to hear a little bit more about this. And that just gives a little more recognition, it makes it more real when they hear it from someone else. So that's another thing you can do. But so things not to do. I'm just going to talk about that, things not to do. And I don't know if you guys can even see me. I feel like I'm in this little box. I don't know if I'm in the big box or the little box. So I'm just leaving it there. But things not to do, like posting in groups, that's like just posting your link in groups is really not the most effective thing. If your product is very, 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 very low ticket, then maybe, but you got to think about the quality of people you're going to get that are responding, because people that post in groups are usually posting in groups and they're out. Okay, so that's something not to do. Posting your link all over your wall. Like I see people that try to make their personal page a business page. And your personal page is not a business page. Your business page is a business page. So you really want to keep it more, less about business. Yeah, sure, you could do like motivational things and you can talk about business, but don't be putting your link all over it. Don't be mentioning your company. And the reason we don't mention our company, because I know like this was a big like thing for me at the beginning. I'm like, well, why would you not mention your company? Don't you want people to know what you're doing? The main reason is you want curiosity. You want people to want to know what it is you're doing. You want people to come and connect with you so you can walk them through the process. If you just put your link out there, one, they're going to click on the link. They're clicking on probably 100 links a day, okay? So they're clicking on the link. They're going to go into your funnel, and they're going to be like, get lost in the funnel. You're never going to know that they went to your funnel, and most likely nothing's going to come of it. But if they come to you and connect with you, you control that process. Now, the other reason is you don't want to put your company, you don't want your product and all that stuff all over there, is because when people see your product, what they do is they go over to Google and they type it in, and there's all kinds, as you know, people are doing videos, writing articles, writing blogs that are basically traffic jacking. What they're doing is they're writing up a review and then they're directing them right into their product, or they have a very biased opinion about your product. So it's better to bring people through with you. And the longer I do this, the more simple I want to make it, okay? So at first it was all about, okay, I'm going to get a funnel, I'm going to run traffic to it, and you got to do all this stuff, right? Now it's like, okay, let's use Facebook as a tool to attract people to us, to connect with us, see if they're open to what we have, and then send them a tool that does the telling and selling for you. And it's just networking. And then follow up with them. And that's really it. Now, as you go on, I mean, you could add video to the equation, like content, but it's all these things that come together. So, John, will you say anything else? I don't know.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I do. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to jump off, and my wife was headed back home, and she wanted to make sure that her sick husband was feeling better. So
yeah, I mean, I think if maybe we opened it up to some questions.
Yeah.
And maybe we could help out with that. Like,
let's do that. Yeah, let's have a QA session. I'm gonna.
Right now, we're kind of not sure where people need the most help.
Yeah. Yeah. Sound off. Raise your hand. Let me know if what you need help with.
May I say something, guys?
No, email.
Sure.
John, may I say something?
Yes.
Okay. I did a live, but it went wrong on me because a friend of mine's sister, very, very good friend of mine's sister, died suddenly. I got a message in the middle of the live, and I just think there's a problem with my my internet here, that my lives are coming up a bit blurry. But I did a live tonight, which I've deleted.
All right, take care. Be safe.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I did a live tonight about Facebook, and I met a friend of mine today, who I signed up into the business, John, for a couple of hours, and I was showing him how to develop his Facebook page. But what I find is that most people, when you go to about somebody, there is nothing there. And I think it's extremely important that you put in something about yourself. I just say, look, I'm a mom, 2 children. The reason I got into the industry, 20 years ago was because of A, B, and C. So people do look at that. And believe it, 95% of people don't have anything in their about. I think that is really, really, because guess what? We're all paid storytellers, okay? That's our business. So, I mean, the thing about it is, I think it's very important because, as we've been told, it's a people's business. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're in travel, nutrition, digital, or whatever you're doing. If people can't see a picture and, they're going to scroll down, and I've gone into because I've got a lot of friend requests recently, which I haven't gone through yet, right? But, the one thing I notice is that 95% of them have nothing in their about section. And I just think it's really important. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think that you should have something in your about me section. Now I keep mine, and I'll touch on that. I keep mine very general, and that way so people have to ask me more about me, and we learn more about one another through conversation.
But I tell them about my family and my children, so people relate to that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
and
definitely.
I'm not saying that you put anything about your business. Keep it generic, but keep it about your family, your interests, and what you do.
That's a good idea.
That's a big observation that I've seen.
Così faccio un po' la pagina qua.
Okay, Marco, you just got muted again. Sorry.
So I don't know what you think about that, but I just think it's really important. Now I got somebody to help me do in fact I've got 2 different people too, and I've spent a lot of money, particularly the first guy, doing my Facebook page and creating the story and whatever, and that's what people are buying. They're buying you. They're not buying the business story.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I tried. All right. Gotta mute you, Thomas. All right. Ron, do you have a question, man?
Going warm up. Yeah, sometimes.
All right, I gotta mute you too, buddy.
I think I saw a question in the chat.
What is okay from Thomas? It says, "What is the best way to go if you have a full-time job and have limited?" Oh, hey man, great question. I have a full-time job, and I work a lot of hours in my full-time job. All right. The good news is I'm blessed to be able to work from home a few days a week, but what I'm able to do, man, and it's just some sacrifice you have to take, man. And you might want to get up maybe an hour early, stay up a few hours later. And if you spend a good hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, just on one thing at a time, man. If you don't have an audience right now, work on building that audience. Spend a couple hours a day really building up an audience. And another thing, I'll show you another cool thing I just thought of but take that spare time. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Think about it in these terms. If you're on the West Coast and it's 2:00 in the morning, it's morning in Australia. People are waking up in the UK, man. So you're going to be able to connect with people all over the world. So don't matter about what time it is. And if you really want to make this thing happen, you're going to sacrifice that time. Now, I'm gonna take a step further, and if you have a family, don't take away from your family time. But if you have just an hour and a half, 2 hours a day to really devote to building up your audience, build up your social media, and really start growing your business, man, you can make it happen. Because it really doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes repetition. There we go. It's like lifting weights, man. It's like you don't just lay down on the bench and then throw 3 plates on each side and just start pounding that stuff up, man. You got a little bit at a time, and then don't neglect your job because got to have that source of income. But take every bit of spare time you have and devote to educating yourself, working on your mindset. If you need to go over mindset, you can reach out to me, Paul, Dorinda, anytime. Anytime, man. I'm always willing to share what's working for me. Paul's always willing to share what's working for him. Dorinda's the same way, because 90% of what we do is what we're thinking, and is what we're putting in our head and what we're speaking out of our mouth. All that right there, it connects, man. And people are attracted to people that they want to be like. So if you need some help with that, you let me know. I also have an engagement video that I made. It's a real short, high-level view. I'll be happy to share it with anybody that's on this call that can help them. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to it. You have to know what income-producing activities are and be very disciplined. So for example, like if I had only an hour to devote to my business, that's all I had the whole entire day, I would probably stick to Facebook. I would maybe put a post up, do about 15 minutes of it where I'm just liking, commenting. And then I would go time, I would spend probably reaching out to people, connecting with people, and just finding out about them. That's where I'd put my focus if I only had an hour. And you'd be surprised how far you can get. I mean, if you're just sending out messages, hey, how's it going? How you doing today? And you can go through 25 messages easily in 20 minutes. Easily in 20 minutes. And then from there, you're going to get some people coming back to you and just kind of, continue the conversation. So where are you from? Or, what is it you do? Things like that. You just kind of go through the conversation, find out what's up with them, what's going on with them. It's not about you. It's about them. And that's going to be the most productive use of your time. Now, if you have a paid I don't know if you have, let's just say if you have a funnel or something like that, then if you have some money set aside, like you have a marketing budget, then you could be running paid too, which will automate your business a little more. But I would definitely be focused mostly on connecting with people, growing your audience. That's where I put most of my attention on. But yeah, 2 hours, if you're disciplined. When I say disciplined, I mean, like, for example, and I'm not advertising the 10X planner or anything. I have this planner, right? And I write everything in by the hour, when I'm going to do it. So if I only had an hour, I'd write down everything I want to do, and I just stay on track. And during that time, there are no distractions. There's no the phone. There's no food. It's just you're focused on that activity because that's all the time you have. Time. It has to be effective time, you know. So that's what I would do. In 2 hours, I could easily do a video, connect with 25 people. I could do 15 minutes of personal development, and I could do some follow up, and I would probably get out at least 5 links. Okay, so that moves the bar. That gets your business going. Maybe once a week, do some paid marketing. Doesn't have to be a lot, but get something coming in. You always want to be generating leads. You always want to be connecting with people. You always want to be filling your pipeline. That's all this is. That's all this is. Connecting people, putting people in front of your offer over and over again, 24/7. And tools, paid traffic automates that. But if you don't have that, I mean, we got to speak for people are on all different levels. So if you have no paid marketing budget, what I would do, post. I definitely do personal development daily. That's very important. Like John said, 90% is mindset. It's between the ears, 10% is skill. So working on your mindset, working on the skill. The skill is connecting with people, being a real person, being a human being, being someone that wants to provide value for your fellow man, fellow woman, help them with their problem, offer them a solution, okay? And the personal development's what's going to help you get past any of this limiting beliefs, any of the self-doubt that's keeping you stuck. Fear is an illusion, false evidence appearing real. You just got to fight through it. And the best way to fight through it is to take action. I know I'm going off a little bit off the course here, but I think it all comes together. And it's really just a matter of owning time. Not managing, owning time. So you write it down, you know what you need to do, you do that. And what I just told you, those are all income producing activities. Those will move the bar in your business. And before long, you'll get the snowball effect because you'll be getting into momentum. You'll start developing a team, people, you're leveraging their efforts, and that's when it really starts cranking. And then you really don't need a lot of time. All right. So I just want to share that.
Thanks, Bob.
May I say something? You know, I mean, in relation to actually, I was looking at a video, I think it's about 2 or 3 years ago. Would you believe that some people they were basing it on the USA, but I'm sure it's the same across Ireland and the UK and the rest of the world. Some people are addicted to listening to the news, and they spend 5 hours a day listening to the news. So what I suggest you do, guys, is, you know, do your motivation while you're driving. You know, have a motivational, because all you can do is drive. You can't go on Facebook or you can do nothing. But take that time while you're driving home from work or going to work as your motivational time. So, you know, download something or have something there that will keep you motivated. I never, ever, ever look at the news. Never. I think it's a waste of time. It's always negative. You know, so that's what I do. And I have I'd send it on to you. I have a really nice motivational video that was done earlier on this year. It's 10 minutes. And I watch it every morning. I'd send it on to you, John, on Messenger, okay?
Thank you.
And you can pass it on to the rest of the guys. And it's really nice. But I listen to that every morning. It's 10 minutes before I do it.
If you just spend 10 minutes, you're doing more.
But anything you want to, you know, if you're following Jim Rohn or, you know, anybody else for motivation, while you utilize the time when you're going to work and coming back, and then you don't have to do your motivation during the day.
If you have a longer
another thing that I've always done is, you know, every day, you know, on a weekly basis, every Sunday I sit down and I plan out my week, right? That, you know, I've the 2 hours or the 3 hours that I'm going to do, you know, and I always do it 7 days a week. So now sometimes things happen that you can't do it, but you know, and review it on a daily basis, you know, and and also have, you know, put it down in a diary and tick it off. So make yourself accountable. You
Yeah.
know that you've actually done it. You know,
Yeah.
because that the most, you know, discipline is, you know, especially in the beginning. Because like me, I stopped swimming. I used to do, you know, 60 laps of the pool, and I only went back three days ago because of blinking Facebook. I'd wake up every morning, do my motivation, and I'd be on Facebook. And I used to go down swimming at 7 a.m. every morning, right? So I got lazy now, and I mean lazy. And I really had to force myself to go and do it. And it's the same. And I think everybody should do a bit of exercise every day. You know, take
Oh
30
yeah.
minutes because it's extremely important
Oh yeah.
to,
You have to.
you know, it increases the good endorphins from your stomach to your brain. So
And
it makes you
that,
feel good.
and what good is all of the wealth that you're trying to build if you're not around to enjoy it? You know, you got to keep yourself healthy. You know, so that's,
Yes,
you gotta, you
very
know, mindset, body, you know, like Paul was saying, constant, you know, you do your income producing activities and you're not able to do those. Like Dorinda was saying, if your mind's not right, you know, like Paul was saying, if you don't, you know, your mind's not right. Like I was saying, that's, you know, maybe we got off a little bit, but the mindset, that's the key, you know, keeping that thing, keeping it going, because that's what's going to push you through those days where you do not feel like doing this. This is going to push you through the days where you're asking your wife, why am I doing this? You know, you're asking your husband, why am I doing this? And, you know, it's your mindset. It's the like you said, the endorphins from, like, I go lift weights. When I go lift weights, my mind just shuts off. All the great ideas come when I'm lifting weights. When I go run, all that, man. You know, I'm not saying go out and be well, no, we're not even gonna say that name. I'm not saying I'm not saying go out and be some Olympic runner or weightlifting star or bodybuilder. I'm just saying, you work out for 10 minutes. You know, just walk in place. Do something that takes your mind off of what you're working on long enough to be able to allow your body to recharge your brain. You know what I mean? But yeah, all great points. Thank you, Dorinda. Thank you, Paul, very, very much. I appreciate that. You guys. Hey there. Let me get you, Ronnie. All right, go ahead, man.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So for Paul and John, so Paul, I remember you were doing the Freedom Project live some while ago, and you were talking about pretty much how when you're going through the connection process, and you know how if you have a higher ticket offer or whatever the case is, how that, like, pretty much saying that it takes the same amount of energy for a low ticket offer versus a high ticket offer. Now, how you may feel like, you know, you're maybe wasting your time if you're doing all this work and then you only have like a $25 commission ticket offer. So going back to what you and John were talking about as far as, you know, building up your audience and your fan base or whatever the case is, what necessarily would be you guys' take on, you know, sustaining that motivation until you're able to scale up to a higher ticket offer? You know, does that make sense? Or
Yeah, I'll answer. I mean, it's really just about, like, personal development daily. That's so important. It's so important. And so having come from a low ticket to a higher ticket, having done it myself, I can tell you that it's just a matter of doing the routine every day, you know? So yeah, with a low ticket, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get the bigger income, but it doesn't mean you can't get there. It's just, what I was talking about is if you have a higher ticket, okay, you make a bigger commission, and you're basically doing the same things you would do with a lower ticket. But the difference is you need to make more of a connection with people, build more of a relationship with the people to do a higher ticket than a lower ticket. A lower ticket, typically, it's just it's a little bit easier to bring them in when it comes to, like, you don't really have to get them on the phone and all that. They're usually come in right off the messenger, but to stay motivated, like I said, I didn't say this. I know you've heard me say this though. I listen to an audiobooks like all the time. I'm listening to, 8-figure earners, what they're doing, trying to get what they know on me, their mentality, the way they think, because a lot of this is just, it's mindset. We keep saying that, and I know it sounds simple, but that's really what it is. So yeah, if you're starting low, like I would just focus on doing the activities, focus on the process. Our mentor says this, divorce the outcome and marry the process, or marry the process, divorce the outcome. And I love that saying, because that is the case. Because if you're focusing only on the outcome and you're not getting the results you want, you'll probably quit, or you get really frustrated. You'll feel really overwhelmed. But if you understand it's a process, it's going to take some time. You're doing the activities daily. You're filling up your pipeline. You're getting better at what you're doing. It's going to pop. It's going to happen. You're going to start bringing in people. And with a lower ticket, usually they have leverage. Usually there's some type of way where you can earn from your team. So that's going to help you grow too. But yeah, at the very beginning, it's going to take a lot of work. I mean, you're going to have to get up. You're going to have to be disciplined. Like I said, write it down. Loretta said the same thing. Write it down and commit. Commit to doing it every single day without fail. And if you miss a day, that's okay. Just don't miss 2 days. Because when you miss 2 days, now you're developing a bad habit. So if you got to take a day off, take a day off, but get committed to it. And the other thing is you got to have a strong why. You got to have a strong why. You have to know why you're doing it. And it can't just be about money. It has to be bigger. Because the days where you're out there, you're in the trenches, you're messaging people, you're connecting with people, and you're not making any sales, that self-doubt's going to creep in. And you're going to be like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And who knows? You could break down. I don't know. I know I've been there. I know John's been there. You have your times. Everybody does. But, you just got to keep showing up. Once you commit, like for me, once I commit to something, you better well believe I'm going to do it. Okay. There is no going back. There is no, I'm not. Now I might have setbacks. I have days where I'm like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. And I'll have a lower production day, but I always, when I commit to something, I show up. I do, because I have to. There's just no other way around that. For me, I've had my back against the wall in the past where literally I didn't have a job. Like it was this. It was either I go back to substitute teaching or I make my online business work. I did not want to go back to substitute teaching. In a past life, I was a full-time teacher. I had to go back to substitute teaching, take a tremendous cut, and I'm like, I'm either going to make this work, and I had no money in my bank account. It was like running dry. I'm going to either make this work, or I'm going to, I don't know what I was going to do, So I set an intention. I'm all, come hell or high water, I'm doing this. Nothing to stop me. And I did. And I did. But was it easy? No. But when I set that intention, when I had my back against the wall in Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about this, where general burns the ships like of his troops. Troops are on the beach. They're going to go storm. I can't remember what they're going to go, but it's literally you either make this happen or you die. There is no retreat. So that was like when I heard that story, I'm all, that's me. There is no retreat. I'm just going to do it. So me, like I had to set the intention. I had to commit to that, and there was no going back for me. There was no plan B. It was just like, look, I need to do this. There is nothing else I can go back to. I got that in my mind. But yeah, on those days where, things aren't going the way you want them to go, like I find going for walks is very helpful. Like I'll go for a walk. I'll listen to a motivational audio. When you go for a walk or any exercise period is going to help you. It's going to endorphins, increase the blood flow, get ideas going. You're going to feel more energy. But just going for a walk outside with the sun in a distance. It's proven that makes you feel better. And that really helps me. Like if I'm sitting in front of a computer, I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, I'm going for a walk. But really it's just commitment. It's commitment. It's like, if you want to do it, you fall back on your why and you just keep going and you show up and you do the process and you don't worry about the outcome, because the outcome will come. I promise you, it will come. So,
Yeah.
John.
It sometimes just may take a, it's usually right when you're getting ready to pack it all in is when that breakthrough is about to occur. And that's what I've found in a lot of things that I've done, not just online business or any business or anything for that matter. It's just when you feel like you're at the breaking point, it's going to break one way or the other. You're either going to fall or you're going to push through and it's going to break through. That's what you've heard the term, it's darkest before dawn. Same thing, just push through it, devote the time, be committed. I mean, heck, we all go through it. Even the heavy hitters have the moments. They have to stay a step ahead of the mindset as well. So just, stick at it. I appreciate everybody coming.
Sorry, may I add just one more thing? Sorry, John, for interrupting.
Hold on 1 second. We got about 2 minutes, and I'm gonna let you finish up with us. But yeah, you just keep on pushing through it, and don't even, like I was saying, even the heavy hitters, even the big 7 and 8 figure earners, they have to stay on top of it. Nobody's exempt. Like Paul and Dorinda were saying, exercise, get the endorphins flowing, write it down, write down what's happening every day, follow up with it every day, man. You guys, it's going to happen. Just stay committed and keep at it. Here you go, Dorinda. Go ahead.
I'm unmuted. My attitude, when I went into the business really full time 16 years ago, I had a fantastic mentor. And he was on my back every day of the week. And I remember it was in January I started, and I was placing at the time advertisements in newspapers. And it was quite expensive because I used to place it out in the biggest Sunday newspaper in Ireland. And I'd get loads of replies, and I got nobody in for the whole month until the 31st of January, right? I nearly went out and got drunk, right? I was so excited. But my attitude at this stage, after spending years in the business, guess what? It's their loss if they don't come in, not yours. You move on because you have plenty of more people to talk to.
That's right.
Always bear that in mind. It's their loss, not yours. Okay, and if you keep that in your mind, move on to the next person and the next person and the next person. Okay, that's all I have to say. Sorry, John, for interrupting.
No, thank you very much, because that was a great example of sticking it out to that 31st day. Because if you hadn't done that and you would have quit, you wouldn't have got that first one, and then your story would have ended right there.
Well, so I was up to 20K a month in that business, and that was 16 years ago.
20K a month. It happens. It happens. And it happens when, like I heard Paul say it one day, it happens all of a sudden, yes. Because you're putting all this work in, you're putting all this work in, and then bam, there it goes. So,
and it's so much easier now then, I had to drive to meet people and they mightn't show up, and, 2 hours up the road, 2 hours down the road. It's so much easier that you can come home and sit down in front of something. And getting over your fear, I think if you can start doing lives, it's definitely, now what I was like, John. I've spoken in front of thousands of people on the stage, and it never dawned on me, because I used to always focus into one person that was sitting there, and I thought I was talking to one person, right? That was my psychic, Yeah. But to go in front of a screen, it took me 4 months to get the courage to do it. And I did it beside the fire, nearly in darkness, so nobody would see me, But I've discovered my internet's gone very bad and it's all blurry. A friend of mine contacted me today, and they said most of so I took it down the live I did today, But it's practice as well. And guess what? If you make write down your message, right? And actually, there is a button. If you go into lives, if if you go into lives, there is a button that you can listen to yourself. Did you know that, John?
No, I don't want that.
No,
I can't.
no. If you want to, no. Now, what I'm saying for people who are on here, who are afraid to do it,
Yeah.
okay, you've no problem now, okay?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I'm a bit better, but my first one, I was a nervous wreck, okay? But there is a facility that you can switch down. I'd have to go back and have a look, and you can actually just for yourself, you can put it on. Right. I'll have to find it. And
that's cool.
No, this is just a practice on lives, because lives do draw an audience, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a following.
Oh yeah.
So, but practice to yourself, right? And even if you do it, you know, for 15 minutes every day, and practice and make down your scripts, you know, and practice to yourself, you get more confidence. It's just because lives are important. Anything, you know, that people, I know Paul does YouTube. I haven't gone that far yet. Now that's my next challenge, right? But you can practice to yourself. Okay, I keep my mouth shut now. Too much of the Irish. Too much of the Irish whiskey.
Hey, John, can I just make one point and we'll just wrap it up, because I know we're over an hour now.
Yeah, we're over an hour. Yeah, go ahead.
About, right?
That's fun.
You know, it's fun to share value and everything, but I wanted to just say this, okay? So this is what changed for me, and maybe it will help you, okay, if you're having this problem. I shifted from a selling mindset, thinking I was a pushy salesman, I'm selling something people don't want, to providing value, okay? So no longer helping. So no longer do I look at it as sales. I'm like, look, what I have, I know can help the other person. That's how I look at it. That's how I'm able to talk to people without any problem, because I know I can help them. That's a big shit. That changed everything for me when I started thinking that way. Because before, when I came into this, I do not want to be a pushy salesman. I don't want to get rejected. But you don't get rejected if you're coming into it with a helping attitude, you know, like if you're
right.
Like my whole intention, and John's whole intention of doing what he's doing right here, is to provide value, to give back to the marketplace, to help people who are having a hard time start getting results to things in their lives, you know, and that's the whole intention here. So that's all I got.
All right. Hey, thank you. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks, Paul, man. Thanks, Dorinda. Thank you for sharing everything. And anybody that showed up, you know, had any questions, if you have any questions that you didn't ask, just reach out to Paul, me, or Dorinda anytime. You know, we'll be happy to chat and yak it up anytime. But, yeah, we went over an hour. We were having too much fun, I guess. We're having way too much fun. We're going to start doing these on Tuesday nights, too. They'll only be 30 minutes. Yeah, right. Anyway, we say that, but hey, I appreciate it. I really do. It was awesome. I love being able to give back, and you know, anything I can do to help. That's what I'm all. It just makes everything